Hello everybody, I'm George from Ireland. Well, welcome back to my channel, and this video is celebrating the fact that His Royal Highness Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, has lost his court case. Yippee! I know he's won a few and Meghan have won a few in a while, and I'm deeply disappointed by that. So Sir Geoffrey Voss was the judge at the Court of Appeal who delivered this judgment. I think Harry had lost already and then appealed and lost it again. So he's landed with a legal bill of 1.5 million pounds, but admittedly, that's not that much for someone of his wealth. So he who cares so much about the poor, but yet can they throw around millions of pounds on these frivolous legal actions. It's about the level of security that his good wife, and children will be accorded if they visit the United Kingdom, because they're not resident in the United Kingdom. They've been living in California for is it over 5 years now? So just before coronavirus, they shifted to Canada and then to Montecito, California. So he's no longer a working royal. As a working royal is someone in the United Kingdom who carries out these public duties, snipping the ribbon to open a new ward at a hospital, visiting military units, children in orphanages, people in old folks' homes, whatever, morale boosting visits. Now you might think that the royal family is nonsense. Okay, but this is what the royal family does. If there was an elected head of state, he or she would do something similar. And they get privy purses. So the civil list, I can't remember what it's called now. What's a civil list? They get roughly 100 million pounds a year of taxpayers' money is disbursed to them. The king gets half of it. He gives the rest to the others. Prince William, his sister Anne, as in Charles's sister Anne, and Edward, and whoever shows up. About a dozen working royals. Yeah, so only adults get it. The children just come under their parents. But Prince Harry, he opted out of that system, and you can't be half in, half out. So he's still got his royal titles. He's agreed not to use His Royal Highness, the HRH handle, and that's not legally binding. And actually, his wife has used it for her commercial activity, so exploiting that for filthy lucre. Anyway, so the judge said that even though Prince Harry had a sense of grievance over this, that has no legal standing. That is not a reason for the appeal to work. So Prince Harry's legal team said that he'd been singled out, he'd been accorded inferior treatment. Anyway, so the court said that the way the decision was reached was lawful. And by the way, Prince Harry, if it's too risky to come to the United Kingdom, don't come. You don't have to come. Stay away. He disproved his own argument by showing up. Don't show your face in the UK. You are not wanted. Go home. And another point is, yeah, he's just disproved this argument by coming here at all. There was no need for him to come for the court case. He wasn't going to testify. His lawyers were doing it. He could have stayed in California. So it's obviously not dangerous to come without the security. And he was even saying, okay, well, I'll pay the cost of it, but I want these, public security guards, bodyguards, or whatever that they use for the prime minister, the home secretary, foreign secretary, all former prime ministers, and so on, other members of the royal family. I want those personal protection officers for me, even if I pay the cost of it. And the government saying this is not a public service that you can hire. No. And there's a limited number of them, and so on. And we would set a precedent, and then some pop star would want them, or some famous writer, or also we want them. We're not doing that. We're not going down that road. Okay. So Prince Harry has lost that, and he said he's concerned about the security of his children, his spouse. So bringing them to the United Kingdom. Well, don't come then, and actually put them in the crosshairs by in your book Spare, boasting how many Taliban you killed, which I'm told military people consider that to be very poor taste. And the other point is then the Taliban are out to get you, and they can't get you, they'll get your kids. So that was a really stupid move. I mean, obviously, nobody hates the Taliban more than me, but there's no need to go provoking them again. All right. So these three judges delivered it. Sir Geoffrey de Vos is Master of the Rolls. He's the highest judge in the civil division. And although Harry feels hard done by, that's not a legal argument. So that's it. The decision was made by RAVEC. Not quite sure what the acronym stands for. So it's for protecting royalty and public figures. That's what Rabeck is all about. So yes, he gets police protection, the same as everybody else does, but he's not entitled to this superior standard of treatment. So I'm very glad that he has got that. He's emigrated. He might be deported from the United States. Ha ha ha. Really hope Trump kicks him out because, of course, Harry was a drug addict, and he said this in Spare. Now, I mean, I don't think taking drugs is an immoral thing. I certainly don't encourage it. It's very injurious to your health. So you're very foolish to do so. But people are entitled to do what they want. I know it was illegal, but he shouldn't have been allowed into the army, considering he had a history of drug abuse, a very considerable history of drug abuse. If it was not smoking cannabis once, it was taking cocaine many, many times, as well as cannabis. Um, and he's obviously lied about that to get into the United States. So he should be booted out. Why should he get superior treatment just because he's royal? He's the one who's harping on about equality. And then he gave some interview, which he obviously lacerated his family as usual, and said his father won't speak to him. I wonder why. Harry is so thick. He never reflects on his behavior. Actions have consequences. And Buckingham Palace says the king can't speak to him because Harry will go straight to the media. And Harry's the one who demands privacy. What about the privacy of everyone else he's always violating? No wonder his family hate him. I would too. Every hurtful or unhelpful thing he could possibly say, he has said it. You probably had rows in your family. And it would make it a lot worse if someone was blabbing to the whole media. And complaining about, his father-in-law when they texted him. His father-in-law would show the media the text and stuff like that. Harry didn't like that, but then Harry is doing exactly the same. He can't perceive his own hypocrisy. That's how dim he is. That's why he didn't pass any A levels, even though his art teacher helped him. And his art teacher secretly recorded him saying how she had done his coursework for him. This came out in a court case about unfair dismissal. It wasn't strictly pertinent, but she played it anyway, so it's in the public record. And obviously, there should have been a rescission of his grades because he cheated, and the art teacher would be in big trouble as well for helping people cheat. That's a real no-no. So there we are, Prince Harry. What a pain in the neck. I'm very glad he's landed with this big legal bill. Maybe he'll be a little bit less litigious in future. Meghan disgracefully won some action about the privacy of her friends or whatever. Well, so what? No, the public are entitled to know who these people are just because they're young mothers. Well, they weren't even that young if they're her age. And if you're either an adult or you're not. I mean, if you're 18 or if you're 80, so what? The 80-year-olds shouldn't get less privacy than 18-year-olds. These are probably women about 40. And so if they didn't have children, they wouldn't be entitled to privacy. What's it got to do with them being mothers? This is really preposterous. And by the way, then she's narrowed it down, saying that they're young mothers because it's ruled out some of her friends who don't fit either of those descriptions. So Prince Harry will not get this security. And indeed, he shouldn't get this security whilst he's in the United Kingdom. He should just stay away. Thanks for watching the channel. Make sure you subscribe on Patreon. Donate to PayPal, georgecallahan79@gmail.com. Goodbye.